just says happy Monday. Welcome to the morning show. I am your host, Marli Ansel at Marli Ansel on the Instagrams. And this is the morning show where you come to get your daily dose of inspiration and level up into your highest being. Good morning. Hi, Desi. Good morning. Happy Monday. Holy everything. So today we're talking about the morning routine that will change your life and why it matters so much that you do it. I'm really excited to share this with you. I have a little free download for everyone on this episode, so stay tuned to the end so that you can get that free download. I'm so excited to give it to you. And we are amongst some big cosmo energy, are we not? Okay, so first of all, I don't know what was happening last night. I tried to figure it out. I tried to look into it. But last night I was up, no exaggeration, till 4 a.m. What? Why? I did my normal thing. I went to bed. I did my journaling. I did my reading. That's what I do every night. It like relaxes me. It puts me to sleep. And I started getting sleepy, started closing my eyes. So I turned off the light. And then it was like, I had so much energy in my solar plexus, so much just like a lot of energy. And I was like, what is going on? So I laid there for a while, hoping it would, just pass and I would go to sleep. Then after a while, I was so restless. I just ended up getting up, went into our bonus room, did some reading, did some journaling for literally more than 2 hours. And it finally it was like 3:42 a.m. I was like, okay, let me go back to sleep. Let me go and try this. Kind of slept and then got up with Robert and the kids this morning. So I am running on a good 2.5 hours of sleep at the moment, which is fine. Today's going to be filled with like very relaxed environments and napping because that's necessary. So we are having this week, we have a new moon in Gemini. I'm here for it. So not only is it a new moon, which we know new moons initiate new 28-day cycles, right? So new moons are perfect for us to set our intentions for what are we stepping into. And you always want to be mindful about the sign that it's in, the sign and the house for you. So right now it's a new moon in Gemini. And what makes this new moon a little bit more potent is it's going to be conjunct Venus, which we love our Venus. We love our goddess girl because she is the energy of value, self-worth, abundance, the beautiful things in life. So we love that. And Jupiter is in Gemini as well, which is our biggest planet in the solar system, the planet of good fortune, success, and abundance. So let's welcome this beautiful new energy. Amen. Let's set some really good new intentions with this new moon that are empowering, that are for our success, that make our success a priority. I heard that phrase the other day and it really stood out to me. It was like, make your success a priority. And it was like, you know what I mean? Like we're always going after our goals. We're always chasing the things. But are we really making our success a priority in our life? And success is different for everyone. But I'll say this, success to me is holistic. It's like, yes, the traditional sense of like, I'm making money and life is good, but also like successful in my relationship, successful as a parent, successful in my health, successful in my body, successful in my spiritual connection. Successful on all cylinders, like holistic success. Because I don't know about you, but I don't want just one wheel turning the whole thing trying to make this work. Do you know what I mean? I heard this. Oh, this is going to be really fun for you. Okay. And then it's going to lead perfectly into our topic today on our morning routine that will change your life. Our society is very money motivated, right? That's obvious. We see that everywhere we go. And it's, rightfully so in the sense that money is kind of what makes all business function. It's what moves things around. It's what allows us the freedom that we want to have. It's, we give it a lot of power. So I was listening to this guy who's doing a sermon, preacher. priest. No, preacher, not priest. And he goes, everybody says, like, money's our top priority. Like, you want to make $1 million, blah, 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 whatever. He goes, it's not even in your top five. Your top five priorities. Money is not even in your top five. And that caught my ear, right? Because most of us sit there and we're like, money, we need to make money. Money would make everything better. Money would be this, money would be that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying money's bad. Money's great. But he put it into perspective. He goes, I'll prove it to you right now. He said, okay, tell you what, I'm going to give you $1 million tomorrow, but everyone you love dies. You're like, oh, okay. So family is a higher priority for you than money. Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. I'm going to give you $1 million tomorrow, but you're going to lose all of your health. You're not going to be able to take care of your body. You're not going to be able to walk. You're probably going to have maybe a week left to live. Do you want it? And the audience is like, oh, okay. So health is a more of a priority for you than money. And then he just keeps going with these things. I'm trying to remember all of them right now because I don't want to butcher it. What was the third one he said? I'll give you $1 million tomorrow, but all of your time now has to be dedicated to doing something you hate. Do you want the $1 million? No. Oh, okay. So your time is more of a priority to you than that. And then on top of that, doing something fulfilling on a daily basis is more a priority to you than money. Do you see what I'm saying? So he really put it into perspective. Now, again, I'm not saying that money is bad. Like, we need to make money. We're in our material world here. But what I am saying is perspectively, get your values in order, because it's not number one. It's truly not. And if we're looking for like what kind of success we want to create in life, it's not just money, is it? It's money and. So think about this in terms of like what you're sacrificing currently in order to be successful in terms of the conventional, traditional 3D old world kind of way. It's not just money for you. It's money and. It's health, it's relationship, it's career, it's fulfilling work, it's I have choice in my time and money. And a lot of times people see money as the ticket to all of those things. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's not. It's not. Because if you waste your life just chasing a dollar, doing something that you don't love to do, you've wasted so much of your time. If you spend 18 hours a day and you're not home and you're not nurturing your body, you're not nurturing your relationship just to have that worldly definition of success, now your relationship's in shambles, now your health is in shambles. Like, that's not what you actually want, is it? So I'm saying this because, like, get clear. Get super clear on what your definition of success is. And don't put a condition on it, meaning like, well, I'll be able to have the holistic success once I have this amount of money, because it doesn't work like that. It's like, you got to think about it like redefining what that kind of success is for you. Holistic success, not just this one material thing, holistic success. I don't want $1 million if it means that my life's going to go in shambles. I'll find a different way. Do you know what I mean? Like, money comes and goes. Money is something you can make all day long. Money is not something that's going away that like suddenly now you don't have the opportunity to make it. Like, your priorities are your health, your family, your relationships, your fulfillment, and making money. So define your success in a different way. You feel me on this? Okay, so we're talking about the morning routine because morning routine is such a hot topic, isn't it? It's like 5 a.m. and like all of these things. And that is not what I'm here for. But what I am here to tell you about is the psychological and the energetic programming that happens when you have a certain kind of morning routine. So we're going to go into this because this is what completely shifted my entire trajectory of my life when I first started entering into that spiritual connection and personal development path. It was my morning routine that changed the game. Now, every human's different. You can not manipulate. What is the word I'm looking for? Maneuver and change this and how it feels right for you. But the foundational concept of it is the same. So when we're thinking about morning routine, just like as you guys are popping on, good morning, say hi. What is your first feeling when you think about a morning routine? Is it like obligation? Is it should? Is it not good enough? Like, what is the feeling? Drop me some words in the comments. What's the feeling you have when you think morning routine? You're like, oh, great, something else to make me feel inadequate. I'm not doing that. Or do you think like I don't have enough time for that? What comes forth for you? Amber says, I'm missing when I had one. Ooh, that's a good energy. That's a good energy. So back when I was working in my corporate job, all the way back in 20 I 2018 was the pivotal year, but I want to say it was 2017 when I really started to do this. Chris says, good morning. It sets the tone for my day. Beautiful. You guys are, I should know better. I mean, you're my people. You're tracking, right? Like you've got these routines. Gets the job done, and then I can have coffee. Oh, so you do your morning routine before coffee. See, I am a coffee as soon as I wake up. Don't even play with me. So I started my morning routine back in we're gonna say 2018. It might have been 2017. Time is a weird thing. Back in 2018. And I did it like a lot of things that we do as humans. We don't do bigger things until life is pushing us and saying life is not good as it is. I need to change what I'm doing. So I was working in a corporate job, which meant I had to get up early. Anybody who knows me knows I don't love that. But I had to get up early. And what I was doing for years was sleeping until the last minute, like as late as I could, and then going into immediately getting ready and going to work. So here I was, just kind of functioning, just kind of surviving, not really thriving, not really creating that foundation that sets the tone for the day. I was really just trying to get as much sleep as I could and get by. And at this time in my life, I was at that point, and let me know if you resonate with this. I was at that point where I was just waiting. I was like, just get through this, and then something's bound to happen. Like I was waiting on something to happen that would change my life. I knew I wasn't happy. I knew I didn't want to be in that corporate job. I knew it wasn't something I wanted to do forever, but I didn't know what to do. And so I was waiting, like just waiting for something to happen. It was 2017. I'm having memories now. Chris says, yes, I understand that. I was just waiting on something to change. It was like, just push through. Something's got to give, right? Just push through. Something's got to change. And as I was doing that, you can imagine not thriving. That's not a thriving energy, is it? When you wait, now here's we're going to tap in for a second. You are the source of your entire reality. In my world, we call it your snow globe. Your energy that you're emitting out is determining your reality that you're reflecting back to you. So imagine if you are waiting, if I'm like, I'm just getting by in life and I'm waiting on something to change, what do you think my reality is doing? Waiting on me, because it's a direct mirror reflection. So long as I was waiting on something to change, just imagine it like the universe is it's like you are its commander and it's waiting on direction from you. So if you're waiting, the universe, your reality, your mirror reflection of the energy inside of you is waiting. So long as you wait, everything waits. Now, I didn't know this at the time, right? I was just really starting to understand the quantum reality and how universal law works and all of these things. But what happened was I got sick of the reality I was living in. I was like, something's got to change. Like something has to change. And the only thing I knew to do was to start getting up in the morning and doing a meditation. That was all I knew to do, right? And I thought my mentality behind it was if I continue to do the same thing every day in the same way, waiting for something to change, nothing is ever going to happen. I just had this realization. It's like if I don't change something right now in the present moment and do it differently, it's going to continue to stay the same. And I was just not available for that. I was like, this is not an option. I cannot do this anymore. I don't know how it's going to change. I don't know what's going to change, but I've got to do something differently in order to create a different level of reality. Something has got to give. And I understood on a very like foundational level that if I improve me, everything has to improve somehow. It was like life can't stay the same if I get better. That's basic logic, right? Like life can't stay the same if I get better and better and better. If I improve my spirituality, my connection to the divine, if I start leveling up how I think, it can't stay the same, can it? So I did what I do and I started getting up at 5 a.m., even earlier. You can imagine. Like, I'm not a morning person, you guys. I've tried so many times to be a morning person. I'm just not. That's just it. But I did it. So I started getting up at 5 a.m. and my motivation was change. Something has to change. I don't even care what it is at this point, but something has to change. And I'll tell you what I did because it was so simple. And then I'm going to tell you guys. So, for those of you who are jumping on, I have a free download for you guys today that I'm going to give you at the end of today's show. I'm so excited for you to have it because it should be paid. It is basically a master class and it gives you multiple things. Sorry, I'm going to get excited and start telling you about it. Okay. So, what I did was so basic. I got up earlier. I got my coffee because I need my coffee. I hear you, Beverly, and good for you, but like I need my coffee. I got my coffee. I made myself the coziest like little spot. I've always been a ground. I like sitting on the ground. I sit on the floor, but you sit wherever you want. You know, I sit on the floor. And I made the spot really, really cute and cozy. And I got my coffee and I would literally roll out of bed, go get my coffee and go sit in my meditation spot. And do you know what I did? I just Googled on YouTube 15-minute guided meditation. I'm telling you this because I think what we do is we get so caught in our head about what things have to be. Like it's got to be this some huge profound thing, or I should be able to meditate in silence, or I should whatever, like we make it this huge thing. I should do like 8 minutes of breath work and then, I need to like transcend my human body. You see what I'm saying? I just would Google a YouTube guided meditation, 15 minutes, and I'd sit there with my coffee. And sometimes I would even like leave. Like, when you leave your have you ever left your body in meditation? So this would happen to me a lot. It would be a 10-15 minute meditation. I would leave my body. And then when I would come back, it would feel like I was gone for hours, but it had only been like 10 minutes. And that's when I really started connecting, understanding, oh, there's something much deeper here. There is something much bigger happening than just me getting up and doing a good thing by meditating. And that was when I started really upgrading my system. Now, in that upgrade, what I actually was doing, and this is what I really, really want to emphasize here and why this matters so much, what you're actually doing when you carve out just a little bit of time for yourself in the morning with the right intention. Because if you get up in the morning and you say, I have to do this, or I won't be able to, like, blah, 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 or I have to create the perfect morning routine, or I'm not good enough, I'm not a spiritual leader, I'm not whatever. You have to do it from the intention of, like, this is for me. This is for no one else. This is for me. And so when you carve out that little bit of time on a consistent basis with the right intention of energy, all of my moms out here, you need it more than anybody. So if that voice in your head is going off of like, I don't have time for that, like stay tuned because I'm going to give you something that's going to really help you out. When you carve out that time for yourself in the morning on a such profound, deeper level than just you sat down to meditate and good job, what you're actually doing is rewiring your subconscious. You're reprogramming your brain. You're resetting your nervous system to a caliber that says, my time is important. My energy is important. I am important to me. My well-being is important. And once you start doing that, what happens on a very visceral, internal, deep level is that you start shifting into a reality where everyone around you, people around you, start valuing your time. They start valuing your energy. They start valuing your boundaries, all because you started doing it for yourself. So before we've even gotten into what to do in a morning routine, just the carving out the time of, I'm not doing this for anything else but me. I'm doing this because it's mine. This is my time. And I love seeing it like this. Like it's like your pocket of time that no one else exists in, that no one else has. It's like you're carving out, even if it's 10 minutes. And this is what I'm telling you for my mamas, even if it's 10 minutes that you have to steal away for yourself, if you get so intentional with that 10 minutes, you're going to start rewiring your mind. You're going to start reprogramming your subconscious. Now, the reason reprogramming your subconscious is so important is because your subconscious mind is what is filtering out everything in your reality. So, check this. What this means is if you're operating on a survival mindset, meaning your subconscious has been wired for survival, how many can relate? We've all been there. But if your subconscious is wired for survival, what's going to happen is that you are unconsciously going to put yourself in situations that continue to put you into a state of survival. This is just how it works. When you have your mind wired to a certain frequency level, everything in that frequency level is matching you. So this is why we talk about work smarter, not harder. We don't need to try to push and manipulate our outside world. We need to rewire our subconscious to a higher state of consciousness. So think about it like this, just very simple terms, but the download I'm going to give you is going to fully explain it to you, how this works on your biological level, how it works on an energetic level. If you work smarter, not harder, and purposefully rewire the subconscious mind to abundance, to flow, to ease, then you will naturally align to things in your reality that match abundance, flow, and ease. This is the power we have. Now, in starting this rewiring, first thing in the morning, praise the Jesus and the hallelujah, you are carving out 15, if you've got the time, 30 minutes. You don't have to do more than 30 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes a day. You are rewiring your subconscious mind to that higher state frequency. So then the rest of your day will naturally, unconsciously, you won't even have to try, naturally and unconsciously start aligning you to more space, more freedom, more flow, more abundance, where the whole world starts valuing you more, starts seeing your time as valuable, starts seeing your energy as valuable, all because you started doing it. This is how it all works. So in this morning routine, okay, so the things that we prioritize And again, I'm going to give you guys a free download. It is essentially a masterclass. It is a clip it's like a 45-minute clip from my spiritual coach training program, the 6-month training program where I teach you how to coach and guide and help to heal others. It's a clip from this program that is like 45 minutes. It's basically a masterclass, and it's going to explain to you why this process is so incredible and how quickly it works to rewire your mind to abundance, to success, to prioritizing yourself, to prioritizing your energy. It's absolutely vital, vital that we do this, because otherwise, I just want you to flip it, because I love doing this because it makes it so much clearer when we can just take it to the opposite extreme and see it. How do you create abundance if your mind is constantly in survival mode? Pray tell. Is it even possible for you to create the level of holistic success that you want to have if your nervous system is fried? If your brain is constantly in that fear functioning mindset? If you're constantly worrying and looking for like, oh my God, what do I need to do? If you're constantly reacting, you don't. Exactly, Chris. It's impossible. It is quite literally impossible. But how many people do we see doing this? And if you've been in it, don't shame yourself, because it happens. You know what I mean? Like, our world does not set us up for true holistic success. We have to choose that and build that on our own. The world that we live in pushes us to our extremes, burns us to the ground, and then pays us minimum wage. No, thank you. No, thank you. And for a lot of us, like me in 2017, what it does is it requires you to get to that point where you're like, I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm going to change it up and I'm going to do it my way. And when you start to really prioritize yourself, and I know, like, we hear it all the time, like on the internets with the self-care, it's so cliche. But I'm not talking about like just a cute little self-care meme. Like, I'm talking about an internal shift in your energy, in your being, in your prioritization of what you value. It's this shift inside that says, actually, I matter. Actually, my energy matters a lot. Actually, my time is incredibly valuable. Actually, I'm going to start prioritizing me because I'm the only me I get. It's like a big shift. It's like a 1 millimeter shift, but it's a big shift. Chris says, I have a morning routine and I'm still looping in survival. So the download's going to be amazing for you. I think it's going to be really, really helpful, because it's less about like checking the box of the morning routine, and it's more about the understanding and intention of the energy behind it. Because if I'm in survival and I'm like, I got to do my morning routine, or my rest of my day is not going to be good, and if it's not good, then I'm not going to be able to make the money I need to make. And if I'm not, well, do you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's all about the intention of the energy behind you. So within the morning routine, I'm going to give you the synopsis and the what and the why, and then I'm going to give you guys the link for the free download. So in the morning routine, 30 minutes is enough. Now, you can do more if you want. Like, I'm not saying don't do that, but 30 minutes is enough. And sometimes it's better, because overdoing it can overdo it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you are going beyond, like if you're spending hours and hours in a morning routine, one, if you are, having a life of responsibilities, and that's starting to cut into your life of responsibilities, that's just going to stress you out. Do you know what I mean? Like, I run my own business. There's a lot to do, and there's stuff to do always and forever. Like, I was doing stuff yesterday, and Violet, my youngest, she was like, are you wanting to keep working? And I was like, I mean, I could work forever. I can always work, and I love what I do, which is so beautiful for them to see and understand, and I explain it to them. But what I'm saying is, if you're taking your morning routine past that 30 minutes, that could actually be adding to your stress. Do you know what I mean? That could actually be taking your nervous system in the opposite direction, because then it's cutting into those actionable things that can really create something beautiful for your life. If we're running businesses, careers, I have so many C-suite level women in my world that are just bosses in their corporations. We don't have time to sit there for 3 hours, all of us. You know what I mean? That's not everybody's life path. So taking it beyond that minimum amount of time might actually end up being detriment to you, if that makes sense. So the goal within your 30 minutes is to hit on all three of the triad. You want to hit on your mind, your body, and your soul. Now, I explained to you fully inside the free download what I do, but I'm going to give you the little synopsis right here, right now. Mind, body, and soul. This is our right Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Mother, Father, Son. Like mind, body, and soul. This is hitting us on all cylinders. Soul. Soul is pretty obvious, at least to me it is. Like you're getting that soul connection through whenever you meditate. And in this free download, I'm giving you a meditation. You're going to love it. My meditations are so powerful. I'm not just saying that because they're mine and I love them, but I have had so many clients go through my meditations because they're not just like feel good meditations, they're actual energy work. So you're going to get a free meditation with this download that you can do every single day. And it feels so good. It feels so good. So in my meditation, but in meditation in general, you're opening your being to connect with the higher source of you. This is the best way I've ever heard higher source explained. I'm going to give it to you right now because if it clicked for me, I'm sure it's going to click for you. You know how we hear all the time, like, we are God made in human form, like we are God made manifest. I've always like heard that, understood it consciously, but I was like, I mean, but like what, I am all that. I am God, but I'm not all that God is. I have the energy, you know what I mean? Always kind of lost me. Then I heard it explained like this. Think about the sun and sun rays. The sun ray is the sun, but it is not all that the sun is. We are like the sun rays off of the divine. We are the divine. But we are not all that the divine is. We're like a part of it. We're connected to it. It is our source. It is where we come from. It's our energy. It's our power. But we're this ray shining into this human experience of the body with all of the same components and parts of the divine, yet we are not the whole of the divine. Does that make sense? That clicked it for me. Got it. Boom. Done. So when you meditate, it's not really about clearing the mind. I know that we hear this, and that's a real deterrent for a lot of people. Like, I can't think about nothing. Really, nobody can. It's not really like about that. What it is about is connection. It's about like plugging back in, plug back into source, plug back into the power, invite that beautiful ball of light, the all into your system. And it's like a refresh. One of the best metaphors I've ever heard is every time you meditate, it's like if you have like a rag, like a dirty rag that's picked up muck along the way, because we're doing that, whether you guys realize it or not. As we go throughout our day, we are picking up energies all day long. We're picking it up from other people. We're picking up other people's emotions, even from social media. When you're doing that scroll, you're not just scrolling, you're taking people's energy on, even in the shows that we watch, all of this stuff. So we're taking things into our aura field all the time. We may not even realize it. And then we get to the end of our day and we're exhausted. We wonder why. So meditation is like taking that rag of like everyone else's energy and you're just washing it and bringing it out. Every time that you tap in and you meditate, it's just like bringing out all of the densities of the energy that isn't your truth, that isn't who you are. Just whoosh. It's not just such the best visual. Like every time you sit down to meditate, open up that crown chakra, invite that light in, just see that light pouring in. And it's pushing out all of the density, all of the old energy, all of the scarcity, the lack, the muck, the other people's emotions that we take on because we're all empaths. We are all empaths. We're just varying degrees of it. So if you are super empathic, Lord, you need this more than anybody because we take people on all the time. So every time you meditate, you're cleansing your light. And in doing that, you're strengthening that connection that you have to the all, the divine, your power source. So 15 minute meditation. And I think the meditation that I give you is 7. And it's enough. I promise you, it's enough. It's a beautiful, like, set your tone for the day, connect to that source energy. And here's the beautiful thing about that: the more that you connect to source energy, the more powerful you are. Meaning, the more power you have to create and manifest your life on purpose, the more power you have in your magnetism and attracting those higher vibrational circumstances. Because again, it's your snow globe. So you are attracting in your snow globe, in your reality, the level of energetic frequency that you're at. So if you're all mucked up with other people's trauma and drama and emotions, and then you have your own stuff too, because we all have trauma and things in our body that needs to be healed. You've got emotional wounds that are happening. You have all of that that's going on in your body. All of that is constantly recreating and attracting in your snow globe. So we want to intentionally move that stuff. We want to do the healing work. We want to do the energy movement, because as you do that, it upgrades you to a higher vibrational frequency of reality. You're going to start attracting different circumstances. This is why the work, the spiritual work and the personal healing work is so magical, because all you need to do is work on you and your whole reality starts shifting. It's so great. Okay, so meditation for the soul, reconnect to source, praise, hallelujah. We need that in our lives. Mind, body, soul, check, got it. Body, any kind of movement. I do like some nice stretch. Yoga, stretching, I'm talking 10 minutes. I'm not talking a full 1 hour routine in the morning. If that's what you love to do, by all means do it. I'm not saying don't do it. But what I am saying is that if it's not part of your morning right now, just some really beautiful, intentional, I love this body and I'm gonna stretch it out from a place of I take care of this vehicle. I take care of this vessel. For those of you who have had a struggling relationship with your body, I'm going to give you a mindset shift right now that might drastically change the way you view your body. I view my body like a pet. I know this sounds silly, but stay with me because this really might help you. I view my body like a pet that I have to take care of. Like literally the same way that you would take care of an animal, like you would take care of your dog or you would take care of your cat or whatever. You make sure that your dog is exercised on the daily. You make sure that your pet gets good water and good food in its body on the daily. You make sure that that pet is loved. I literally view my body as the vessel, the vehicle that I need to take care of. It's my responsibility. So rather than seeing it, because again, our lovely society has had us identify with our bodies. And if our bodies are not perfect, then we're not worthy. And all of this nonsense. And I understand I have lived that life. I have been there. I've had my fair share of that. But it's ridiculous and it's not true. And what it really is about taking care of the vehicle so that you can live an incredible life, so that you can do what you came here to do, so that you can have the full experience. Because what happens when you take care of the vehicle like your pet, Heather said that's a great mindset shift. I love it. It changed the game for me. When you take care of your vehicle like it's your pet, then your vehicle is just strong and quiet. And what I mean by quiet is, how loud is your body when you're sick? It takes all your focus, doesn't it? How loud is your body when you have pains and aches? Takes all your focus and attention. And so if your attention and your focus is having to go to your health and your body because something has gone wrong, that's power and energy that's taken away from you creating, manifesting, living life on purpose in the way that you want to be. So it's really about doing the things on a daily basis that care for the body so that you can thrive in your holistic success of life, right? Okay, so you get 10 minutes. Yoga, get you in some downward dog, whatever feels good to you. Just do it from an intention of like, I love this vehicle. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to stretch you out, especially after that rough night of sleep. Like, I got you. We're good, right? And then the mind. Every day, if you love podcasts or you come to the morning show, by all means, every day feed your mind with something that is high vibrational and educational that's going to help to reprogram. So, what I used to do is I would have headphones in the whole day while I was at my corporate job. I know this is not available for everyone, but in some capacity it might be. I would have headphones in, like just streaming through before I ever did courses or programs from the coaches that I had learned from. Before I ever did that, I just had it on YouTube. I was listening to Tony Robbins in the morning before I even knew who he was. Like, I was like, I don't know what this is, but it makes me feel better. And so great. Because if you have something going, whether you're actually paying attention to it or not, and this is the gold, whether you're actually paying attention to it or not, it starts to reprogram your subconscious. Your subconscious mind operates on repetition. So the more that you have good stuff going in your ears all the time, the faster and the more your subconscious is upgrading and getting reprogrammed without you having to do anything. All you have to do is put in your ear. You don't even have to pay attention. I mean, pay attention as much as you want to pay attention, but in truth, a lot of times not paying attention is actually better. I know this is wild, but it's so true. Because if you pay attention, then your current belief system has the opportunity to reject it. Now, I'm not saying just stop paying attention to things, but I am saying if you have something going in the background all the time, whether you're actually listening to it or not, it is reprogramming your subconscious. So when you're not paying attention to it, your subconscious mind is kind of wide open. And when it's wide open, it's taking in this information. And so if you're listening to something that's really high vibrational and programming you towards empowerment, success, abundance, all of these things on a regular basis, that reprogramming is happening without you even having to do anything. It's just going in, and your conscious mind can't block it if you're not paying attention to it. So what I would do is I would literally, I mean, I'd be doing my job, but I could do my job in my sleep. It wasn't like a hard job. So I would have something in my ear, YouTube running, podcasts running, like things that felt really, really good to my soul, upgrading my mind. So mind, body, soul, every day. You don't need to do more than 30 minutes. If you can, have that high vibrational stuff playing in the background all day long and at some capacity, or even if you can just do it in the car, great. Whatever it is that you can do. And as you start to do this, the main thing here is the intention behind it. If the intention behind it is this is for me, because I love me, I am prioritizing me, I am valuing me, that is going to create such a profound shift in your reality as you do it consistently. Like, as we know, this is not a one and done. This is like consistency over time creates miracles. Consistency over time creates miracles. So to bring my story full circle, I started getting up at 5 a.m. and doing this routine. I didn't have more than 30 minutes. So I did the 30 minutes, right? I got up, I did the 30 minutes meditation, moved the body, and then I started to play my podcasts and stuff in YouTube while I started to get ready for work. So as I did this on a regular basis, I started shifting internally just by prioritizing 30 minutes a day. At this time, I wasn't at the place where I was even thinking about it the rest of the day. I was just doing the morning thing. I did it because it felt good. I did it because I felt better than just rolling out of bed and immediately going into my day. I just did it because I knew that if I didn't do something, life was not going to change and I needed it to change. And so I started doing this stuff. Well, I started getting a lot more energized. I had so much energy at work where before I just wanted to die. Like, I started having so much energy at work. I started being happier, just felt happier all the time. I started developing this new level of respect for me. So, not all of you guys know my story, but before this time period where I really started prioritizing me, I was in a cycle of constantly feeling like I was not enough and I had to do more than everyone else around me just to be equal to them. So I would stay later at work than everybody else. I would do more. I would take on more tasks than everyone else. I had this mentality that I was innately less than everyone around me and I needed to do more just to be equal to them. That was how I was operating. Well, that started going away because I started prioritizing me. I started valuing my own time. I started valuing my own energy. And so it started upgrading me in a huge way. And I'm not talking like, years, we're talking months. Just like a matter of like 3 months, I started significantly seeing a shift in my being. And as I started to do that, y'all know what else happens. Then I started looking at other things I could do. What can I do outside of this job? What can I create? And I went down the whole gambit. I was like, maybe I'll be a fitness influencer, maybe I'll be a fashion, like I did the whole thing, right? But as we know, the thing that is meant for you chooses you as much as you choose it. So nothing stuck until I got to start teaching spirituality and this personal development and the stuff that was changing my life. When I started teaching that online, I was obsessed. And I started to develop people listening to me very quickly. And before I knew it, within the year, I had started my own business. I had launched my first coaching practice. And then I had launched my first course. And then next thing I knew, I was not in my corporate job anymore. I was running my business full time. It all started with this morning routine. This is what I'm here to tell you. Okay, so I have a free download for you, guy. Like, we built so much hype around it because it's just so important. I have a free download for you guys. It is going to be Instagram. You will find it in the link in my bio. If you click on it, you're going to see free download 30 days to prosperity. Go click on it, go download it. Again, it should be a masterclass that's paid. You're going to get a 45-minute module explaining all of this way more in depth than I did today here. You're going to get the calendar where you can kind of track yourself just because that's fun, You're going to get the meditation that you can do every single day as part of this routine. I think it's 7 minutes, guys. Like, it's 7 minutes. It will drastically change your life. And you're going to get a printable. It's a printable that's like a list of the things that will be helpful for you along the way. Okay, go and download it. In that free download too, there is going to be a code for you. I think it'll come tomorrow. If you get the free download today, you'll get the code tomorrow, where it's going to give you 50% off of the program on how to rewire your subconscious mind. If you want it, it's not free. It's not like you must buy this thing. The free download is yours. But if you want the program on how to rewire your subconscious mind, you're going to get a 50% off code for that program too. Okay. So go get that download. Change your life. You guys know I'm hype about it today. YouTube, I will put it for you guys in the show notes below. The link will be there. This free download is here for you. This is something that I'm just really passionate about. I'm not really passionate about the morning routine as much as I'm passionate about what it does for you in prioritizing your energy. You guys are so welcome. It is my pleasure to give it to you. I'm just really big on self-prioritization. And not in the like kitschy cliche, like self-care and set a meme out and take a bath kind of way, like in the profound, deep, energetic, shifting, I value myself kind of way. So I'm so happy to bring it to you. I love you guys so much. Speaking of self-care, I'm gonna be on my couch the rest of the day doing just some behind the scenes work because this girl got 2.5 hours of sleep last night and I'm complete. You're so welcome. Yay, Lacey, Beverly, Chris, Heather. I'm so happy. So happy to give it to you guys. You're gonna love it. You're gonna absolutely love it. All right. You know where it's at. Link in the bio. It's gonna be in the show notes on YouTube. Feel free to message me if you need anything. I'm here for you. I got it. I love you guys. Okay, I'll see you here Wednesday. We're back Wednesday for another episode of the morning show. And if you guys want to submit a question for the morning show, we do Q&A on Friday. Feel free to submit your question. In fact, I love it. Please submit your questions. I love answering your questions. To marliansel.com/the morning show. You can submit your question. Those links are available as well. And we'll dive into, it's totally anonymous, and we'll dive into your questions on Friday. All right, loves, have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you back here on Wednesday. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you so much. Goodbye. Goodbye, my loves.